Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Guess what came through the post today? New palette. We've had the holiday release from Makeup by Mario and his team. So last year we had the Moonlit palette or something, and this year we've got the Nature palette. This palette is inspired by nature, so there's some more green tones in here. Essentially, it is a neutral palette, but I think there's some pops of colours this year. The main question in my head is, how does this compare to the OG Ethereal Eyes, like the first ever OG palette? Because the pictures are looking like there could be some similarities in shades. So if you've got the OG palette, I'm not sure how you'd feel about the new one. On this year's box, we've got a nice cute signature from Mario himself. This is the palette. What do you guys think? Here's a close-up of it, and this is the interesting row in this year's palette. We've got some green shades, we've got a kind of like a burgundy reddish purple, a matte with like the sparkles, so I'm curious to see how that would translate on the eyes, whether you would actually see much of the glitter appear at all. I'm gonna pull out my old OG Ethereal Eyes. I literally used it yesterday for a photo shoot and it's one of my favourite palettes. So here is the OG, more shimmers in this one, less shimmers in this one. This is OG against the new Nature palette, and this is a side by side. Shall we get to swatching? I'm really excited for the swatches. So I'm just gonna go through and basically pick up the 4 shades and swatch them, and then I'll show you. So those are the first 4 shades from the top row. It's going to be interesting to see how these will translate on the eyes. Okay, those are the first 4. Next 4. That shade is stunning despite the difference in formula, but that's one of the softer, creamier shades, I feel like. Next 4 on the middle row. Quite excited to see, ooh, that burgundy shade as well. And then a dark brown. That one swatched nice. And that one's a very dark brown. There you have it. That is the palette all swatched. Apart from this shade and this shade, these two, there's just something that feels different about the shimmers and the metallics in this palette. Right, I'm going to swatch the old OG Ethereal Eyes palette on this arm. Right, so this is the OG palette all swatched up. Such a lovely colour story and colour range here. I love the pop of green. So side by side, this is the Nature and this is the OG Ethereal Eyes. So you can see there are some similar shades. Brown shade at the bottom, like the darker shades are slightly different. This year's palette is definitely cooler and a little bit more brown earthy. There's possibly a bit more rosiness involved in the OG palette. It seems like it's an extension from the OG palette. It's not as cool toned as last year's Ethereal Eyes, the Moonlit palette. This, I call them like sister palettes to each other, but they're not completely the same shades. Here it is. Take a screenshot if you guys want to see and zoom in to any of the swatches. These 2 browns, most similar from the 2 palettes. You know, swatching them out even, very similar. But let's see how this translates on the eyes, because that could tell us a whole different story.